Versatile Mage. Chapter 109. Abandoned by the World. To the south of Mingwen Girls' Middle School was a very extravagant shopping mall. Normally, around this time, the shopping mall plaza would be occupied by a large group of aunties, all gathered together dancing to the melody of Little Apple. Today, there was not a single soul in the plaza. The aunties who once disregarded the weather to be here might never dare to make a show of their happiness here again. Just the night before, they had seen a group of magic wolves swallowing the dance partners in single gulps. The bloodstains had already been washed away by the rain, and what remained on the ground were the remains of humans. Seeing this made many people feel like vomiting. From the surroundings of the plaza came a few low growls and roars, and occasionally there'd be a miserable shriek. That alone was enough to know one more person had been eaten by a magical beast. The large shopping building occupied 1/3 of the plaza. This was a new shopping mall, but due to the magical beast's recklessness, it had been turned into ruins. Shards of glass lay everywhere, shattered walls crumbled, and the floor tiles were a mess. Beneath the plaza was a Walmart supermarket. Human food was not a big attraction to the magical beasts, or else they would have gathered down there. The supermarket was fortunate. You needed to take an elevator down to reach it, so it hadn't been discovered by the magical beasts yet. The people hiding inside were all sitting on the ground. The only thing they could do was pray. Pray the beasts never found this place. "We couldn't have been abandoned like this, right?" asked a girl holding her knees as she sat in the corner, sobbing softly. "Most of the people in the outside world have died. Us being discovered here is something that will happen sooner or later," the manager of the supermarket said apathetically as he sat on the ground. "We can't. Sitting here will only mean waiting for death. We must go outside. Going out will give us a sliver of hope," said the man responsible for transporting goods to the supermarket. "I'm a pipeline worker. I've been working like this for several decades. Follow me to the underground sewers and you won't encounter any magical beasts," said a skinny middle-aged man wearing a blue work uniform. As everyone heard what the man said, their eyes began to shine. According to a youth who had escaped here, the outside world was filled with magical beasts, and if they were to go to the surface, they'd be eaten within seconds. But if they used the underground sewers, they could easily reach the safety shelters from the Mingwen area. Having a worker familiar with the city's drains present meant they wouldn't get lost. "Go. Let's hurry up and go. I don't want to stay in this place." "Yeah. Under the blood alert, not evacuating to the safety shelters in time basically means there's no hope for survival. Go. Hurry up and go. This place will be found by a magical beast sooner or later." There were around 15 people in the supermarket. After hearing there was a pipeline worker who could lead them out, their eyes flickered with hope for survival. Fortunately, the supermarket had an entrance directly to the sewers. This way, they finally had hope of making it to the safety shelters. Everyone quickly packed up and followed behind the pipeline worker toward the underground sewers. "Wait, hold on everyone. Can someone come and help? There's a girl sitting in a wheelchair. She probably can't walk," a petite girl hurriedly said to the group about to leave. "Are you out of your mind? In this situation, who has time to care about her? Yeah, you can't pass through the underground sewer with a wheelchair. Little girl, just hurry and come with us," the fat supermarket manager said. The pipeline worker was walking in the front, and the others acted as though they didn't hear anything as they strode behind him. "Then can anyone carry her? I beg you, don't leave her behind. I beg all of you." The petite girl nearly cried as she saw the people had gone quite far. She didn't know what to do. Although a few people turned their heads and saw the girl in the wheelchair, their expressions showing they wanted to help, they still did not move. It was difficult to predict what would happen in the sewers. If they met a magical beast, they wouldn't be able to run away while carrying a girl. "We probably shouldn't be doing this. That girl looks pitiful," a woman among them whispered. "What? Shouldn't be doing this? It's she who cannot walk. How can we be blamed? If you pity her, then go and carry her." Don't blame me for not warning you. There are many pipes in the underground where you need to crawl, and ladders you'll need to climb until your legs give out. Having her come along would take longer than 2 days to reach the safety shelters, the pipeline worker said. The magical beasts won't necessarily discover the supermarket. She can stay here and wait for someone to rescue her. At those words, the corners of everyone's mouths twitched. Under the blood alert, there was no possibility of rescue. Most magicians would be gathered around the safety shelters to protect the people there, and those roaming outside needed to find their own way to evacuate. Thus, the girl in the wheelchair could only pray the magical beasts never found the supermarket. The supermarket quickly became empty, leaving only the petite girl beside the one in the wheelchair. Seeing the backs of the people walking farther away, she almost bit her lip open. You should follow them, the girl in the wheelchair said to her, forcing a smile. I'm sorry, I really want to bring you along, the petite girl said with incomparable embarrassment. Don't worry, hurry up and catch up to them. Is there anything I can do for you? The girl in the wheelchair seemed to think of something before quickly taking off her bracelet and giving it to the petite girl. If you reach the safety shelters, please give this to my family. The petite girl quickly memorized the information about her family before sincerely nodding. Don't worry, I will tell them and have them think of ways to come here and save you. The girl in the wheelchair shook her head. Please tell them that I have already been killed. The petite girl was so shocked she opened her mouth, momentarily not knowing what to say. At last, she turned around and left. She wanted to look back several times, but with great difficulty, she resisted. A cold light shone from around the corner. The heart of the white-collar worker Lingjia was heavy. She had thought there'd be a man willing to carry the girl, but in the end, they all hurried away. This kind of neglect made her feel bitterly disappointed. However, what could Lingjia do? Her legs were still wounded. Being able to follow the group with her limp was already good enough. She was completely unable to carry a girl in a wheelchair. The unknown girl sitting in the wheelchair looked tranquil. When everyone decided to leave her behind, she didn't beg. There was no frenzy nor despair in her eyes. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Lingjia's lips were bitten open. In the end, she could only unceasingly apologize and run toward the people who had left. Soon enough, the supermarket was completely empty, leaving behind a simple wheelchair and a girl wearing a green silk skirt. The people had already gone. Yi Xingxia slowly dropped her head, her hair covering her face. Her pale hands rested on her knees. Even if she seemed calm, her fear still surfaced. Unconsciously gripping her skirt was proof of that. In her heart, she did not blame those people. Just like her inability to walk, who could she blame for that? Every person had the right to live. It's just, when you don't know the silent danger lurking around you, and you don't know when you will die, the feeling of the world having abandoned you, the helplessness, spreads through every inch of the body. She didn't know whether to continue suffering and waiting, or just end her life to end her problems. Was there any more reason to struggle at death's door? As if making some kind of decision, she slowly pushed her wheelchair toward the kitchen utensils area. She strained to stand up from the wheelchair and grabbed a sharp fruit knife. She was able to stand and forcefully walk a few steps, but her weak legs quickly made her extremely tired. Sitting in the wheelchair once again, she pushed herself back to her original location. Yi Xingxia's actions were seen by Lingjia, and guilt once again washed over her heart. If this supermarket was discovered by magical beasts, the girl in the wheelchair would most likely end her own life. Lingjia took a deep breath, but in the end, she still closed the door. Chapter end. Please guys like, comment, share, and subscribe.